Hey guys, it's Brittany here with FaunaFriendly. So I'm studying to be a dietitian, and as such, I get a lot of questions regarding how healthy certain foods are or what kinds of things people should be doing to lose weight. And I just wanted to create a video to kind of simplify everything because I think people tend to overthink how easy it is to be healthy or how easy it is to just choose better foods. That's why I'm making this video, so you can start seeing some real changes in your health. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the video. So step one is to stop thinking of foods in terms of macronutrients. So the macronutrients are carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. Most foods are a combination of two or more of the macronutrients, and all three of them are necessary for a healthy, functioning body. Carbohydrates seem to have the worst reputation just because people can associate it with things like cakes, cookies, table sugar, processed flour. And yes, while technically these things are high in carbohydrates, they are by no means considered just carbohydrates. And just because a food is high in one of the macronutrients does not mean it is a macronutrient. Because of this mentality, a lot of the times people will just say blanket statements like carbohydrates are bad or carbohydrates will make you fat, which is just not true. And it would be kind of like me saying, oh, well, a Big Mac is high in protein and fat, so that must mean that protein and fat are both bad for you, which we all know is not correct. Macronutrients are molecules that help your body function. They are not meat or bread or avocados or even vegetables. And I say vegetables because I've had people tell me that vegetables are considered good carbs. And if you're just looking at vegetables as a carbohydrate, I think you need to sit down and reevaluate your relationship with food, because that's not a really healthy one. Step two is to eat more plants, mainly vegetables. This is a really broad statement, but for the most part, the healthier foods are gonna be plant-based foods. So you're gonna wanna focus most of your diet around those if you're not already plant-based. Plant foods offer a lot of micronutrients such as vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, and other phytochemicals that people don't typically talk about or think about when they're choosing foods to eat. That's part of the reason why I want you to step away from thinking of food as just macronutrients, because there's a lot more going on within each thing you eat other than just it's high in protein or it's high in carbs. So the foods that you want to focus on are going to include things like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. And if you're one of those people that just doesn't like vegetables, honestly, you have to get over it because it's a big part of eating a healthy diet. And if you have to take baby steps to include more vegetables in your diet, that's fine. Any step towards eating more vegetables is gonna make you feel better, and you're gonna notice a difference, even if it's just small amounts. All right, so that brings me to step number three, which is to change your mindset. Usually we think of vegetables as just a side item to a dish, and it's just a small little portion of your food. However, you really should be making vegetables the main part of your dish for every meal. So instead of making a bowl of pasta with just a little bit of vegetables on top, you should maybe try doing a big bowl of vegetables and then having pasta on the side or pasta on top to kind of like make it more of a comfort food for you. And while you might think that that sounds like a lot of vegetables instead of other foods, when you actually sit down and try to make your meal mostly vegetables, odds are you're not going to continuously do that. So it'll kind of even out to what you really should be eating, which is about 50% of your meal towards non-starchy vegetables. So step number four is to make real changes. You can't expect to see any kind of real results without actually making the changes that you need to be making. For example, it's not really enough to switch from regular Coke to Diet Coke, which honestly might actually be worse for you. What you really need to do is switch from Coke to water. So what you should constantly be asking yourself is this the best option for what I'm eating? For example, if you use a recipe that has beef crumbles and instead you want to use either chicken or turkey crumbles, it's not going to make a huge difference because those are both high in cholesterol and saturated fat. What you should really be looking for is maybe something like legumes, especially lentils, because lentils are a great option for mimicking meaty-like texture. I have a chili recipe demonstrating this in my low-carb vegan recipes video. If you want to check it out, go ahead and click the link up here. Alright, so my final step is to prioritize. You need to focus on what you're eating instead of how or when you're eating it. I had a friend who asked me if baked or grilled chicken would be better for them, When the answer is really who cares, because you should be eating something like beans instead because it's going to offer you more antioxidants and fiber, which chicken won't. Another example of this is the whole how many meals in a day should I be eating, or what time at night should I stop eating? If you're making it a rule to stop eating at 8 o'clock, but the meal you had at 7 o'clock was a bowl of mac and cheese, then you really aren't understanding the concept, and you need to focus on what is making up your diet instead of all the gimmicky things that you think might actually be helping but are really marginal. And for the most part, as long as you're getting the calories you need and they're coming from good, healthy, whole food sources, then the other stuff doesn't really matter. You need to nail down what exactly you are eating before you even start thinking about small changes that you can make that really won't matter. Okay, to summarize everything that we just talked about, you're gonna want to stop thinking in terms of macronutrients, eat more plants, change your mindset, make real changes, and prioritize what you're eating over how you're eating it. The bottom line is that there aren't really gimmicks or hacks to being healthy, and you really just need to eat real foods that are gonna be good for you. I hope you thought this information was helpful. I post new plant-based nutrition videos every week, so if you're looking to transition to a vegan diet or you just thought this information was entertaining, then go ahead and subscribe down below. For more information or inspiration, go ahead and check out my Instagram, link down below as well. And feel free to ask any questions down below, and I'll make sure to answer them to the best of my knowledge. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.